All right, for today's famous classic television filming house location, we're coming all the way to Raytown, Kansas City, Missouri.
Just wanna waste some time with you. Sometimes it seems too good to be true. Nobody I'd rather waste time with than you.
Well, actually, this isn't Kansas City, Missouri. Wait a second. This looks like Haddonfield, Illinois. I could have sworn I saw Michael Myers standing behind this hedge, but no, that's not where we are. Actually, we're in South Pasadena, and today we're going to talk about Mama's Family, the house from Mama's Family, TV show starring Vicky Lawrence. Ran from 1983 to 1984, 2 seasons on NBC, and then it was canceled. But it survived a new life in reruns. In fact, the show was more popular in reruns than it was when it first aired. And it was picked up for what's called first-run syndication, meaning you could buy the show for your market, for your channel. And there it became quite popular, running 4 more seasons, 1986 to 1990. And right there is Harper's house. The house might look familiar to you if you're a fan of horror movies, if you're a fan of Halloween, to be exact. And while this is the Michael Myers hedges, that is not the house we're looking for. The house we're looking for is right here, 1027. And that is Thelma Harper's house from Mama's Family. And it looks pretty much the same. Now, the character, Mama, comes from Carol Burnett's show. Originally, it was on sketches on Carol Burnett. Eventually, takes off as its own TV show. Now, I mentioned the TV show ran for 6 seasons total, but only 2 seasons on NBC, and it was canceled. Then, through reruns, people decided that they liked this show, and it was picked up 2 years later, after a little hiatus, and ran from 1986 to 1990. And there in syndication, what's called first-run syndication. It picked up a whole new audience and a whole new life. Who would think after cancellation, the show could come back for 6 more seasons? When I was a kid, I remember watching it and finding it funny. But Ken Berry from the TV show F Troop was on it, and a lot of other supporting characters. All right, we'll get back to the house in a minute, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this amazing cast, including 2 members of the Golden Girls. You've got Mama's sister Fran, played by Rue McClanahan, and of course the legendary Betty White, who played Ellen Harper Jackson. Mama's son, Ken Berry, the actor Ken Berry, the character's name was Vinton, but he was a great actor in movies and TV shows when I was a kid. I grew up watching reruns of F Troop. His wife, Naomi, played by Dorothy Lyman, also such a great part of the show. Grandson Buzz, played by Eric Brown, and her granddaughter was Sonia, played by Karen Argout. Of course, you see Carol Burnett and Harvey Korman here. Carol Burnett played Eunice, the daughter of Mama, and her husband, Ed Higgins, which was played by Harvey Korman. One of the things that I find so interesting about Mama's Family is the characters began on the Carol Burnett show as a skit called The Family. But Carol Burnett really wasn't on that many episodes of Mama's Family. She was married to the executive producer, and they were going through a pretty ugly divorce. And that led to Carol appearing on only 5 or 6 episodes. So it's kind of funny how we look back at it, because some of it we remember from the TV show, Mama's Family. Some we remember from the Carol Burnett show. Anyway, let's get back to the house. But the Mama character was certainly funny, and to this day, Vicky Lawrence still does appearances as Mama. Now, do you guys remember Mama's Family? I think it's still on all the time. The other day I was on Wednesday 13's tour bus, and he was watching a Mama's Family, what do you call that? What do you call it when it's a lot of marathon? There you go. A Mama's Family. He was watching a Mama's Family marathon on the Logo channel. So it is still in syndication this many years later. There's no way that's copyrighted. We should get a Mama's Family convention.
Wow. This is it.
People are obviously used to it. They probably haven't heard the Mama's Family theme in front of their house
Probably not that often.
in quite some time. Now, you're asking yourself, why does this house look so familiar other than Mama's Family? Well, this is Linda's house in Halloween 1978. So long before Thelma Harper moved in, Linda Vanderklok lived here. And this was the house in Halloween. This whole block was used in the Halloween movie. And you can see that as if you walked up this way, there's Linda's house, played by PJ Soles. PJ Soles, very hot. Also in a lot of great movies, including Stripes and Rock and Roll High School, Riff Randall herself. But right next to Mama's house are the famous hedges. And I think a lot of people come here to visit the Halloween filming locations and have no idea that they're also visiting Mama's Family. So anyway, if you're fans of Halloween, this is a little bonus for you. As you know, Michael Myers is right behind these hedges. Anyway, nice little quiet neighborhood in South Pasadena. People are used to these houses getting visitors. The people who live in these houses are very aware, especially during Halloween. I bet if we questioned people who visited, surveyed them, what do you know this house from? More people would say Halloween than Mama's Family. But after looking at it, you go, oh yeah, that's the house from Mama's Family. You guys big Mama's Family fans also?
Yeah. Is this a house for real?
It was the house of Mama's Family, yeah.
Mama's Family?
We just looked it up, yeah.
Yeah.
So
If you continue down, you'll find Michael Myers' house and all kinds of other famous spots. As I said, the people around here are very used to this. That doesn't mean we should knock on their door and ask if Mama's home. So, do you guys remember Mama's Family? Is this one of your favorite shows? Least favorite shows? Do you have a favorite episode? You gotta let me know in the comments. Also, as I keep asking, what famous TV locations do you want to see me visit next? Well, let me know, and maybe we can make that happen. Anyway, signing off from South Pasadena, California, the house for Mama's Family. I'll see everyone in the next video.